We are here at WNA in London for a symposium. With me is Daniel Major, Goviex Uranium CEO. Daniel, great to have you.
Good to see you, and in person.
Finally.
Absolutely.
How is downstairs? I see that we have a lot of people. It's more than 750 people registered. I believe that there are probably more. What's your take on the WNA so far? What are your impressions? And what are some hot topics that you heard?
This has got, I mean, as you say, the sheer number, I think, tells a story there anyway, and there's a lot of people here who are not registered. The most bullish WNA I have ever been at.
And this is your...
Oh, there's 5, 6 in a row. No, yeah, more than. And so, you know, it's absolutely, everybody is super pumped out there, and driven as much by, you know, the new slogan for the WNA going forward, which is tripling the energy. And you know, that's the message that they're getting across, and it's now, okay, well, how do we deliver all of this? How do we keep moving forward? But you know, overall, very positive, very constructive. I think one of the big topics remains, where does the uranium come from? Can we as an industry keep providing it? And I think there's a lot of caution. You know, the utility is more focused on providing that power. A lot of discussion about, as you would expect, conversion, enrichment, the geopolitics. And I think the geopolitics is more about that bifurcation issue that's been going on. But the overall topic is growth, growth, growth.
Agreed. Another hot topic that I picked up is AI and data centers.
Yes.
They will have a big impact in the not just in the long term, but even in the short term. Do you believe that?
Oh, absolutely. We've spoken to a number of utilities, and that's a subject that came up with them, and how they're handling them and how they fit in to their portfolios and how they're going to deal with them going forward, and that they're getting increasing number of companies that come and approach them, particularly in North America, on that side, and that is a demand that they're going to have to deal with. So yeah, I mean, that just adds to that whole triple that's got to go through.
Definitely. Let's cover your projects. Tell me what is new with Maduela. Give me an update.
Maduela, as you know, the license was revoked. We have given the government a period of time to renegotiate. We have told them we are in dispute already. That period of time will take us sometime into the middle of September.
Okay.
And in the meantime, we consider the legal alternatives to seek recovery of value in one form or another if they are unwilling to negotiate.
Okay, so one of the possibilities is arbitration, right?
Yep.
Okay. But currently you don't have any legal process with the government, right?
As I said, we've written to them already and said, guys, we're in dispute.
Okay.
Under our agreements, there's an allowance for a period of negotiation.
Understand.
Do you want to negotiate?
Okay. Let's cover Mutanga. What's new there? I know that we are waiting for some news from Mutanga. So when can we expect?
Yeah, so I mean, that's getting very close. So, you know, this weekend I'm flying down to Southern Africa to sit down with the project team to go through, start going through the actual costs.
Okay.
We've done a lot of work on the technical side of it, you know, building designs, flow rates, all of this kind of stuff, and those kind of issues. So it's now, right, let's get down to the real nuts and bolts of this. And I think one of the things, just to make a point here, is that we are going from a PEA to an FS. We had the benefits in hindsight of the previous PFSs, but we are making a big jump. So, you know, we have to deal with those big changes. So that will make a bit more flex on time, but this, my forecast is we're getting very close now and going forward. So, you know, super excited. So we're hoping that by the time we go to the NEI conference in Kansas, we will be able to present to the utilities an FS project and start seeking offtake contracts for that project.
Yeah, that's my next question. After you release the feasibility study, what are the next steps for the company? I know that we are looking too much ahead. We are looking at...
no, I mean, not anything you would expect. I mean, you know, the first stage is the FS, and that obviously we still have to finish the ESIA, and we have to finish the relocation action plan that fits into it. So the three are stacked on top of each other. The FS is an input to the ESIA, the RAP is an input to the ESIA, but you submit the ESIA in draft form so that while they can review everything else that's not related to the RAP, and then the whole lot gets through. But that does not preclude the fact that we can actually then go back out straight away, one on the offtake, and have those conversations. And we're already finding we're getting chased around corridors already by people. I mean, every utility who's here has wanted to sit down and have a meeting with us and talk about Zambia and when it is. A lot of talk about diversification of supply, and and it should be a £2 to £2.5 million project. We're looking at it if you did the normal 3-year time frame, and I'm still got to go to the implementation. So this is kind of like that would be the end of 2027. Would be producing commercially from that point on, which with this ramp up going through. Okay. So so those are the aspects. We'll spend that time with the ESI looking at the financing, working on getting that debt side. I've had a number of companies, banks that I met in Darba last year. Even one of our potential lenders from Madawaela has indicated interest on Mutanga. So once the FS is out, would we please share the data so they can consider it? So we're on people's radar with it already.
Okay, so people are comfortable with Zambia. I know it's totally different jurisdiction than Niger, totally different. But it's still in Africa, so you don't have any problems with investors telling you, okay, you had this problem in Niger, could this happen in Zambia?
There are 54 different countries in
Africa. I know
they
that.
are all, it's a bit like saying, you're in Europe, all Europe is the same.
Exactly.
And as well as everybody that Europe is different in any cultural and different ways. Zambia has the longest democratic government in Africa. Has been democratic since 1964, and other than like any other government in any other jurisdiction, the color of the political party changes over time, and you swing from left to right, etc. That is the only change that comes through. But one thing about Zambia is it is a mining jurisdiction, and it's a mining jurisdiction that wants to be a mining jurisdiction and wants to be a bigger mining jurisdiction. And so it is committed to expand its copper mining by 3 times up. It's working on its infrastructure. In fact, I just noticed an agreement between Tanzania, Zambia and China announced yesterday, which is looking to increase the whole railage system through onto the Indian Ocean, which obviously would help exporting things like copper. They've got another one now through DRC, etc., going to the other side, so they're tying themselves up on both sides. They were working very aggressively towards power, but obviously the drought at the moment is having a knock-on effect to that, but that doesn't preclude the plans that are going forward and the need to advance power. And they're working on education. So these are all the things that you want to see a government doing. So very different scenario.
Yeah, totally different scenario. I agree on that. Final question, Daniel. Your cash position, are you covered for 2024 with all your works?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
I am.
That was my final question.